The Hercules Roof Conversion from Alu-Cab has been an absolute popular hit over here in Australia on the 78 series for years. So when we found out that Alu-Cab were releasing a Thor rooftop conversion for the 76, we did what any sensible person would do, and we made sure we ordered ourselves a brand new LandCruiser 76. Now that dates back to the end of 2021. Now of course Ironman have an exclusive relationship with Alu-Cab and are the exclusive distributor and retailer of Alu-Cab here in Australia. So what we want to do is put together a little bit of a mini part series here to talk you through the build of the Thor 76. If you haven't been following along on Instagram, Thor 76, there's plenty of photos and bits and pieces that show you a lot about the build, but we're going to go through in a full series and just talk through absolutely everything from protection to the rear setup, of course the conversion, some engine upgrades that we've done, performance upgrades along the way, and tune in and learn a little bit about what we've done here. So we're going to start off today talking about protection. Now you may have seen, if you have seen the vehicle over the time, we did actually start with one of the Ironman premium bull bars, which is a big tube, full headlight protection, front bumper bull bar. Now they are the traditional bull bar that you put on a vehicle like this for outback touring, and it was a fantastic vehicle. At the time I had a set of two 9-inch scope driving lights on the front of it and a light bar, twin row light bar sitting on the top, and I've got to say, the light output was phenomenal. Ironman's been doing a little bit of work in the Raid series here, this stripped back, sleeker looking bull bar. We needed to do some good old fashioned outback testing. So we've had the Raid bar put onto the car. You'll see we've done some colour coding, some split colour coding specifically with this bar, but of course it does come naturally in a powder coated black. With the Raid bar, what we see here is a single row 32-inch light bar integrated. We've also mounted a 12,000 pound synthetic Ironman monster winch. While the Raid bar is obviously a sleeker look, it's still made to the same construction as you would expect from one of our premium bull bars. So we're still talking a 3mm steel the whole way throughout the bull bar, all the standard reinforcements. It's actually even got a really strong 4mm kind of skid plate there at the front for frontal protection. And of course it just incorporates so many things, including the ability to actually put these cube lights in as an option. But what is actually included in the price are these rated recovery points. So included in the Raid price, we're getting 2 rated recovery points. So it's really been a fantastic package. Now, cross my fingers, I haven't had any, I've had a few close encounters, but haven't actually taken any strikes, any animal strikes with the bar yet. So can't speak to that specifically, but trusted that it's going to be a strong unit. So outside of the bull bar, as we look down the side of the car, of course, we've run with the Ironman side steps. Again, on the premium bar, I did have the side rails and steps that connected to the bull bar, the big 60.3mm tubing, but we've swapped them over for the nicer, thinner 50mm tube side step with the tread plate on them. Now, of course, when we're talking protection, we have to also look at the snorkel situation. The LandCruiser 70 comes with a high air intake snorkel that you'll all be familiar with, the big bubble head at the top. That is just a high air intake, so great for dust reduction and the likes to get some cool, clean air into your car. However, it isn't a fully water-sealed unit. So doing a few river crossings, spending some time up here in the beautiful high country, we wanted to make sure that we had a sealed unit. So we've gone, of course, with the Ironman snorkel. Now, as well as that, another interesting fact is that to get the performance, the traditional LandCruiser head can be a bit restrictive on airflow, so having the nice air ram also helped and was actually a requirement when we go into another episode later on to talk about some of the engine performance upgrades that we did and the requirement to have that airflow. So that's really it for the front of the car when we're talking about obviously the bull bar. We've got the rated recovery points, we've got the skid pan that's included in there on the front of this particular bar and the side rails. We're going to flip the car around and I want to show you into our rear bar, the Ironman rear bar swing away that we've put onto the rear. Rounding out the protection package on the Thor 76 is this new rear bar from Ironman 4x4. A great touring option is to have a rear bar on the back of the car. For me, what I found massively improved was that we did originally have a tow bar on the back that hung really, really low. Some of the tow bars out there on the market, the way they bolt low to the chassis, really affected departure angles and the like. The new Ironman bar raised everything up and raised the tow bar up, and that was fantastic. On top of that, obviously we've got full 180 degrees of protection for the rear of the vehicle. It's also got integrated high lift jacking points and some tow points on it. Now, the other thing is the wheels and the jerry can options. They're both optional and you can option them up. You could have 2 wheel carriers, you could have 2 jerry can carriers and the likes. The rear wheel carrier will take up to a 35. I did initially have 35s on the 76, but we've swapped it out back to the 33. You'll notice here on the 33, we're also running a Cruiser Company little wheel caddy on the top here. These are a fantastic thing. I often put my chainsaw up there. Otherwise, it's got a nice little contraption for you to be able to hold a gas bottle. On the jerry can and high lift jack holder, we've got the ability to take 2 20-litre jerry cans, securing those with padlocks if that be the case. And then of course the ability to put your high lift jack right there on the back, which just gave us a really nice place to be able to store the high lift jack and to be able to have everything all in one. Another great feature of this particular bar is the gas struts, really strong gas struts on it. We've got double over center latches to release them and a locking pin. Once we've released that, really good gas struts there to get that open and access into the back of your vehicle. So that closes out the 76 series from a protection standpoint. If you've got any questions, hit us up with the comments below. We'll be happy to come back to you. Alternatively, give your local Ironman 4x4 store a call. They'll be able to help you out with all the protection bits and pieces that are available for the LandCruiser and of course, most other popular full drives on the market. Thanks, and we'll see you next time.